Tonight, we start off by taking a look at Auburn University's COVID numbers and the CDC's new guidelines made last week. Then we'll update you on everything green, active, and pup-friendly going on in our community. We'll also take a look nationally by updating you on the state of international relations as tensions continue to rise with the situation in Ukraine, as well as its implications regarding gas prices. Finally, drop everything and read. Pull out your book and find out how the Auburn Public Library is trying to get residents in a bookish mood. All of that and more is coming up next on Eagle Eye's Monday News at 6.
Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Lily Grace Thome.
And I'm Sydney Babb. The Auburn University COVID Resource Center has reported 38 new positive COVID cases for the week of February 14th through the 20th. This number is a slight decrease from the previous week's number of 77 cases, continuing a consistent downcline since Auburn's students arrived back on campus here for the spring semester. These are not the first official numbers that have been recorded after the lift of the mask mandate on Auburn's campus, as those numbers will soon be identified in the coming weeks. In addition, the center has also reported that out of the 183 on-campus administered tests, 8 came back with a positive result. That is a 4.3% positivity rate, which is a slight decrease from the previous week's 15.5% as well. The East Alabama Medical Center has seen a greater number of hospitalizations and ventilator usage since the start of the new semester. The center itself continues to reside in visitation level red. You can stay updated on Auburn's COVID situation by visiting the Auburn COVID Resource Center website.
The CDC is updating the metrics it uses to determine COVID-19 precautions on the community level, now basing them off of 3 pieces of data: new COVID-19 hospitalizations, hospital capacity, and new COVID-19 cases. The agency is also dropping strong mask recommendation for most of the country. Daryl Forges breaks down the new guidance from the CDC.
A potential step toward life beyond COVID. The CDC releasing new guidance relying on what they call community levels of disease. This comes as the number of new COVID-19 cases continues to plummet nationwide, leading the agency to also ease guidance on mask mandates.
This updated approach focuses on directing our prevention efforts towards protecting people at high risk for severe illness and preventing hospitals and healthcare systems from being overwhelmed.
With some states already making changes in the past weeks based on community transmission, hospitalization data, and vaccination rates, the CDC says people living in counties at the low level will be advised that they do not need to wear a mask indoors. People living in counties at the medium level will be advised that they should talk to their doctor about masking indoors if they're at increased risk. And people living in counties at the high level will be advised that they should wear masks indoors.
It's about education and vaccinations versus mandates and beating the drum on it every day.
While some are pushing for some type of normalcy,
personally, I just as soon take off the mask now.
Others are still not taking any chances.
I think it's still a good idea that everybody wears their mask, being that COVID still is around, it's still in existence.
I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
On Wednesday, February 23rd, Pat Grider, owner of Sky Bar Cafe on West Magnolia Avenue, was arrested for misdemeanor sexual misconduct. Grider was booked into the Lee County Detention Facility and made a $1,000 bond on the same day. Grider is scheduled for a municipal court date on March 15th. Attorney Davis Whittlesey represents Grider in his case and said that his client denies the allegations made against him. The Auburn Assistant Police Chief Clarence Stewart has released a statement saying that the Auburn police received a complaint from someone who identified Pat Grider as the suspect and as a result signed a warrant. The Auburn Police Division executed the warrant and Grider was arrested on 1 count of sexual misconduct under the elements that lack of consent or obtaining consent through fraud or artifice. Police are not commenting on the specific details at this time.
Today, one of Auburn's most beloved celebrated a birthday on campus. Eagle Eye's Blake Phillips has more.
How are y'all? February 28th marks a special occasion every year as the Auburn University campus celebrates the birthday of one of its most beloved, Bobby the Tiger. This year, the school's award-winning mascot turned 43, celebrated by taking pictures with the Auburn family in the Melton Student Center. All friends of Aubie could walk up to snap a picture, grab a cookie decorated with an Aubie sticker, sign his giant birthday cards, or simply marvel at the wonderful Aubie-themed decor. If you missed the party, it's no big deal. You can still wish the 10-time mascot national champion a happy 43rd. I'm sure he won't mind. It's never too late to celebrate our favorite Tiger and everything he's given Auburn University. This has been Blake Phillips, Eagle Eye TV.
Are you searching for activities that will get you in the Mardi Gras spirit? Well, look no further. Involvement Ambassador Travis Harrison is here to give you the scoop on all the activities and events that you can get involved with on campus this week.
Hey, what's going on? I hope everyone is having a good week and is ready for our weekly involvement segment. First up, the application to be Involvement Ambassador is open right now. You can find the application on our AU Involved page. Make sure that you're signed in, that way you can see it. It's a very unique position and we're looking for all students. Whether you've never set foot in our office or you're a regular and you're involved in many organizations, you may be a great Involvement Ambassador. The application will be open until March 14th. Monday is Aubie's birthday. We will all be celebrating Aubie's birthday from 12 to 2 over by the Aubie Experience exhibit on the second floor of the Student Center. It is Aubie's 43rd birthday, so make sure to stop by, sign a picture with Aubie, sign a birthday card, and grab a treat. On Tuesday, the Ladies Society of Collegiate Success are hosting a friendship bracelet making event. It'll be on Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30 in the Student Center, room 2223. The bracelets that you'll be making are going to be donated, so come to the Student Center, make friendship bracelets for a good cause, and meet some new people. On Wednesday, there's going to be another info session about Aubie tryouts. The session will be Wednesday from 3 to 4 p.m. in the Student Center, room 2310. The info session will cover everything that you need to know about the tryout process, so if you're wanting to try out, make sure you're there. It's also mandatory to attend at least one session. If you're unable to go to this one, there's going to be more on AU Involve. And as always, make sure to go on AU Involve and check out all the other events that we have going on. I hope everyone is getting ready for midterms and even more ready for spring break. Thank you, and War Eagle.
When we return from this short break, we'll tell you everything you need to know about the upcoming events happening in our community, including ways to hang with some of our favorite furry friends and keeping Opelika green. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
The Lee County Humane Society has always been a wonderful place for stray cats and dogs in the Auburn area. Eagle Eye's Ja'Kai Spikes and Jack West take a deeper look into the function of this organization.
Located at 1140 Ware Drive, the Lee County Humane Society has been around since 1974 as a solution to the growing problem of stray animals. Their mission is to advance humane treatment and find homes for these lovely animals through community education, animal sheltering, and adoption. The Lee County Humane Society envisions a future in which animals are truly valued. This year, they are focusing on some New Year's resolutions, such as fostering a shelter pet, volunteering at the society, and adopting your new best friend. These resolutions are all ways in which you can help better the animals. Their hours of operation are 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. They are currently accepting walk-ins during their adoption hours, though appointments are highly recommended. Their adoption process ensures that you find a happy furry friend that fits with your lifestyle. I can guarantee you that cats are purring and tails are wagging at Lee County Humane Society. One dog we were lucky enough to meet was Ears. His former owners had cut off his ears in an attempt to give him a clipped look, hence to why his name is Ears. But don't let him intimidate you because he loves his cuddles. So please remember to adopt, foster, volunteer, donate, educate, and share. For more information, check out leecountyhumane.org. This is Ja'Kai Spikes and Jack West, Auburn's news leaders. Back to you in the studio.
Grab your running shoes and your perfect running partner for one doggone good time you won't want to miss. On Saturday, March 19th, join Active Auburn as they kick off the 10th annual Kiesel Park Bark in the park with a 3K for you and your favorite furry friend. The Tails and Trails 3K will begin at 8 a.m. with other Bark in the Park festivities beginning later at 9 a.m. Currently only late and day of registration is still open from now until March 18th for $25. To register and find out more about the Tales and Trails 3K or other Bark in the Park activities, visit auburnalabama.org/parks/register.
Move on over, Sheriff. There's a new park in town. Eagle Eye's Cindy Babb visited the new Dingus Park to give you a look into where you should plan your next picnic.
Dingus Park, the perfect place to bring your family, friends, and even your pets to come and relax and enjoy nature. This park is the namesake of the Dingus family of Auburn. Dr. Bob Dingus was a member of the chemistry department of Auburn, and his wife, Dr. Sally Dingus, was a member of the accounting department of Auburn. Both have since passed, but they wanted to continue to share their love for the Auburn community in a special way. After their passing, the Dingus family donated their land and $80,000 to be used for this park that focuses on the park's nature and beauty. I spoke with some local Auburn residents about what made this park special to them.
Yeah, I just love the convenience of it, and then I also really love just that it's really wooded, and I love all the nature trails around.
Dingus Park's 13 acres of land features 2 dog parks, a playground, a pond, and many walking trails.
The city of Opelika is bringing back its Don't Be an Applooser anti-litter campaign and Slam Dunk the Junk event in an effort to educate and encourage residents to keep our community clean. Soon, there will be brightly colored trash cans with educational basketball-themed messages about littering prevention all around the city for the campaign. In addition, the Slam Dunk the Junk community cleanup event will be held March 19th, starting at 9 a.m., and at 11 a.m., participants will be encouraged to participate in friendly free throw competitions, eat yummy food, and earn fun prizes. For more information about this fun event and campaign, contact Ale Kraling at opelika-al.gov.
The Opelika Sportsplex is well on its way to becoming a landmark for all pickleball lovers with its upcoming 12-court expansion on the way. Additionally, the Sportsplex will host a number of tournaments in the 2022 season. These list of tournaments include Paddles at the Plex from March 3rd through the 6th, USA Pickleball Atlantic South Regional from June 21st through the 26th, Alabama Senior Pickleball Olympics from August 26th through the 28th, a PP Pro Tour from October 6th through the 9th, and an IFP Bainbridge World Cup from October 19th through the 23rd. For more information about the upcoming Opelika Sportsplex lineup, visit aotourism.com. When we come back, find out what's going on internationally as the situation continues to develop in Ukraine and President Biden's historic pick for the Supreme Court. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Yesterday, Ukraine agreeing to talks with Russia as Russian forces continue their assault on Ukraine's largest cities. The news of talks comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered his country's nuclear arms on high alert. The White House still urging diplomacy as the world begins to see the human cost of the war. Cole Higgins reports.
A Ukrainian delegation agreeing to meet with Russia for talks at the Ukrainian-Belarusian border Monday morning, local time.
We are ready for peace talks, but we are not ready to surrender.
This as Russian President Vladimir Putin orders his country's deterrence forces, including nuclear arms, on high alert.
This is really a pattern that we've seen from President Putin through the course of this conflict, which is manufacturing threats that don't exist in order to justify further aggression.
Putin's move comes as Russian forces advanced into Ukraine's second largest city, where street fighting broke out. But after massive explosions heard near the capital city, Kyiv, the mayor said on Sunday no Russian troops are on the ground there.
The Russians are very frustrated right now, and truthfully, they have not accomplished any of their objectives on the timetable that they thought they would.
Sunday, the U.S. Secretary of State announcing nearly $54 million in humanitarian aid to Ukraine. There are now at least 368,000 refugees from the Ukraine crisis, according to the UN Refugee Agency.
We're not going to put boots on the ground. We're not going to put American troops in danger. But we will work with the Ukrainians to give them the ability to defend themselves.
Ukraine and some U.S. officials calling on the White House to do more and keep upping the sanctions against Russia.
You can't get the sanctions too high. Let's keep on cranking up the sanctions against what is an evil regime.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Ketanji Brown Jackson is now the first Black woman nominated to become a Supreme Court justice. President Joe Biden is making good on his campaign promise to make this historical nomination. Isabella Rosales reports on her packed resume and what those across the political aisle have to say.
Judge Ketanji Jackson.
President Joe Biden presenting his first nominee for the Supreme Court.
For too long, our government, our courts haven't looked like America.
If Ketanji Brown Jackson is confirmed, it would be one for the history books. She would be the first Black woman Supreme Court justice. The 51-year-old had been considered the front-runner to replace retiring Justice Stephen Breyer.
But please know that I could never fill your shoes.
Several prominent Democrats congratulating the judge. Jackson boasts credentials and experience. A Harvard grad, she became a federal judge in Washington, D.C. in 2013. Then Representative Paul Ryan, a Republican, introduced her during that confirmation hearing. They are related by marriage.
Our politics may differ, but my praise for Ketanji's intellect, for her character, for her integrity, it's unequivocal.
In one high-profile opinion, Jackson in 2019 rejected then-President Donald Trump's argument to bar a top aide from complying with a congressional subpoena, writing, "Presidents are not kings." Biden's pick has drawn criticism from some Republicans, with one describing the choice as affirmative action.
I can only hope that my life and career will inspire future generations of Americans.
In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
The threat of war between Russia and Ukraine is hitting Americans at the gas pump. Tensions half a world away are already driving up the price of a gallon of gas, and analysts warn there's no relief in sight, just as many are planning their spring break travel plans. Jen Sullivan has a closer look in today's Consumer Watch.
Gas prices are at the highest in more than 7 years, and with tensions rising between Russia and Ukraine, things could get worse.
The last time I filled it up was about 110.
Prices in California hit a record last week, but the pain at the pump is being felt nationwide. Gas prices have been surging for 14 months, with global demand for oil back to pre-pandemic levels. According to AAA, the national average for gasoline was $3.53 a gallon. That's up 20 cents in the past month.
The global oil supply is still kind of tight. And then you have this uncertainty about what's going to happen with Russia and Ukraine, and that throws a lot of other uncertainty into the mix.
Russia is one of the world's largest oil producers, and if the crisis escalates, some experts fear Russia could cut off natural gas exports in retaliation for sanctions by the U.S. and the European Union. If that happens, the absence of a major oil exporter like Russia could increase global demand for oil from other countries, which would impact retail prices here at home.
If we were to see Russia potentially withhold energy exports, the question would be who could make up for that?
President Biden pledging to use every tool available to limit gas price hikes as his administration faces pressure to dip back to the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Back in November, they announced the largest ever release of emergency crude oil from that supply.
I want to limit the pain the American people are feeling at the gas pump. This is critical to me.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
When we return, we'll take a look at how Auburn did this past weekend in sports with our Auburn Sports Update with Brendan McLaughlin. Stay tuned.
Good evening, I'm Brendan McLaughlin. Auburn Sports Good evening, I'm Brendan McLaughlin. Auburn Sports had an eventful weekend. The basketball team lost to 13th ranked Tennessee on Saturday, 65-62. Jabari Smith led the game in scoring with 27 points. Walker Kessler now owns the program record for blocks in a single season with 128. Auburn is ranked 5th in the country in a new AP poll that came out today. The Auburn gymnastics team broke the program record score in a meet against Kentucky at home on Friday. Auburn won 197.925 to 197.150. Auburn baseball won its series against Yale 2-1. The women's basketball team lost its last game of the season to Kentucky with a score of 62-90. Auburn will be the 14th seed in the SEC tournament in Nashville. Auburn softball went undefeated over the weekend, winning all 5 of their games. That's all for tonight's Auburn Sports Update, but when we come back, we'll take a look at the new Lee County Humane Society Pet of the Week. I'm Brendan McLaughlin, and you're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Planning on losing a tooth today? Well, if so, you're in luck because today is National Tooth Fairy Day, a day that encourages us to take a look back in history at dental care's favorite helper. In the mid-1920s, the myth of the tooth fairy began to encourage brushing teeth despite the peroxide and baking soda paste. Over the years, the myth transformed into receiving books in 1942 to save money and help the war effort. Nevertheless, the tales persisted. Today, the average payout for a lost tooth ranges between $3 to $4 and can even go higher if the fairy forgets to run to the ATM on the way in.
Are you an avid reader hoping to get a little more recognition for your literacy skills? Well, never fear, because the Auburn Public Library has got your back with its Spring Into Reading Challenge. By reading at least 1,000 minutes between March 1st through April 30th, you could win prizes without even owning a library card. Participants of all ages will be encouraged to read, tracking their time spent on the Beanstack app. Winners will receive their choice of either an Auburn Public Library 75th Anniversary Commemorative T-shirt or hoodie while supplies last, and be entered into the grand prize drawing depending on age categories. To participate and find out more about Spring Into Reading, visit auburnpl.beanstack.org.
Get ready to sail the 7 seas with this handsome pet of the week. Maybe you'll even get a chance to run into infamous Captain Jack Sparrow as well. Meet Barbosa. He's hungry for love and maybe even a few extra treats too. Barbosa is vaccinated, fixed, microchipped, and heartworm negative. Adopt Barbosa for $115 and give him the love that will last a lifetime. We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Lily Grace Thome.
And I'm Sydney Babb. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.